Hey, this is Morty back with another video. Today I kind of want to go over a couple of things. Just a disclaimer up front is I do not have the Everquest Legends beta, but I've been watching a lot of streams, a lot of videos. So I wanted to share some information that I found, some thoughts that I have. Um, Not really some concerns. A lot of people on the Discord are kind of seeing the game how it is right now and kind of maybe overreacting a little bit about where it's at. Um, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. First, I wanted to share something that new people, when we go live, they can do this little quest to get a good armor piece to start with. Maybe do it a couple times. It's not going to be good experience on EverQuest Legends. I've heard that quest turn-ins are not very rewarding. I saw somebody do Crushbone belts, and they're getting like 0.5% per turn-in. I can't remember what level they were, like maybe 6 or 7. So not a whole bunch of experience. But I would just wanted to show you this quest. You should probably be a class that can go down and do a turn in the what are they called, the catacombs. So just be aware of that. It's pretty quick actually. So I'm starting in the warrior area around the PvP place. We're gonna go to the docks. Um, so it's not the first dock, it's the second dock. There's a guy that's at the end of the dock that you can talk to. You don't usually have to start with, but you might need to spawn it again. It's fair in there. You would say, what happened to your tackle box? And he's going to ask you to swim and get it. And if you just swim in the water a little bit, there's a little bag on the bottom here, right by the dock. It's called a wooden fishing tackle. Um, so then you come back up here, and we're going to go hand it to him real quick. And he's going to give us a robe that we cannot equip. But we can turn it in to another guy that tells us to turn it into another guy. So we're going to give him that. He gives us this. See if I can pop it up here. Her Hurrietta's tunic. So we're gonna go into this building right here. It's called Fire Prides. The door is over here. And then we're gonna give it to this guy that's by the anvil, okay? And then he's gonna give another one to you called the Hurrietta's Bloody Dress. And then we're gonna go back over here and go into the aqueducts. So you go down the ramp here and then turn right, and then we're going to turn left around this corner here and then hug left. There's a little place here. Follow the bones to this door. Keep following the bones, and there's a hidden wall here. You go through that and you go left. Left, and we're going to zone. The turn-in place is actually really close here. You're going to skip this skeleton, go straight to this flag here, and then through this gate, and then we're going to go straight to the back. And I'll get it on my cursor, and it's this very back guy here, Garrick. And you give that to him. And I got the rare item here. So this would be, I mean, this is the ultra rare actually. So this would be great to get, you know, starting off level 1. Amazing. On Quorum, the experience that I got for that turn in was 71%. So that's a really great way to get some early experience. Usually it gives you, what did it give me? Some like 3 AC cap or something, okay? Or like a 2 or 3 AC sleeves. So you can just do it over and over again. There is a small respawn timer on it. I don't know what it is exactly. The first time that I tried it, I went back and the bag was back already. But the second time I tried it, I went a little bit too fast. So it might be like a 3 to 5 minute timer. I don't know exactly. So I'll go over here and just talk to him again and say that phrase that I told you. So it says, friend says, huh, what? My tackle box, you know I can't swim, you rotten dwarf. And then, I see if it's down here right now. Probably beat the timer for it. Yeah. Well, I wish I had a better a better demo for you besides getting the ultra rare. But yeah, you can redo this quest every couple minutes, and it's pretty easy to do. The only thing that you're doing is waiting for that timer. It'll spawn right here, and you just do that over again, and you could get like a cap, arms. Let's see what else is on his. I'll bring over the quest real quick, and it just says you can get a piece of patchwork armor or that ring. So I guess it's any piece of patchwork. So that's it for that quest, but now on to some Everquest Legends stuff. So like I said earlier, I was watching lots of videos. It seems like right now the quote-unquote meta is something like warrior, cleric, bard. Something like, I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's so early in the NDA being lifted. It's like tank, sustain, and sustain. Just so that people can get through stuff. Bard seems really good right now. People are really loving the ability to like auto pulse up to 5 songs and then like use melody for like 4 more songs. So that's pretty interesting. People talking on Discord kind of complaining a little bit about the things that are missing, like missing AAs, like the missing stances for I don't know what they're going to be called. They're not stances. They're whatever the casters are going to get, right? And I guess like one of my complaints would be how strong it seems that like frontal stun immunity is going to be on Ogre for your first playthrough, because that's when it's going to count the most, right? Early to low levels, you're doing okay as far as like just being overpowered and tanking through stuff. and then I've noticed a lot of people in their 20s and 30s starting to get stunned, and it really messing them up um, when they're trying to take on harder content in the like lower 30s range, 20s, 30s. They're just getting stunned a bunch. And what else? You know, eventually it's not going to matter, right? Because everybody's going to get the full stun immunity stuff. The only issue there, and I wish it wasn't the case, is that it's just required. You have to do it. You have, especially if you're a caster, you or have any caster in you, because you can get interrupted as a caster. So soloing, you're always going to end up in a situation, especially with bosses, where you're going to have to melee or going to be in melee. So you're just going to get interrupted every once in a while if you don't have frontal stun immunity. So that's either ogre or and or spend all of those AAs. I think I was watching a stream yesterday. The last point that somebody needed to get in one was like 12. That's a lot of AAs to spend just so that you can play. So I wish there was something that could be done for that, so it didn't feel so much of a requirement to play, especially because it hurts you so bad so early on in your like development as a character, right? So that's really it for my complaints. You know, I think a lot of people are not really thinking how much more time is left in development. So like right now, it's the 17th of May, and they said that the game's going to come out sometime in July, right? So when people hear July, there's often that feeling of, hey, get it out before 4th of July so that I can have um, my holiday and be able to play the game then. Well, the way that I kind of think about it is we have a U.S. holiday in May coming up, so that's like some time that these developers should have off, you know, and then we have one in June, another U.S. holiday in June, and then we have the 4th of July, which is pretty big for people, and maybe the developers should get time for that too. So, not maybe, I mean they should, right? So, realistically, I'm thinking, and this is kind of more along the lines of like what would be a realistic time frame, and mine is around like the traditional Tuesday release for video games. I guess I did like air quotes on that because it used to be a thing that video games were released on Tuesdays. Or, you know, maybe Friday's a better day so that people can, if they feel like it, and this is kind of what Path of Exile has done for a long time, is they kind of do like a Thursday night or Friday morning launch so that people can, you know, take the day off and get like a little bit longer of a weekend. So the way that I was looking at it is like maybe getting released on Tuesday the 28th of July, or as late as Friday the 31st of July. And I think that's okay because they're going to be able to do a lot of things that they've been talking in the Discord in that time, like getting some AAs done, getting the, from what I've heard, there's going to be a patch this week. I think I heard it on a stream, or maybe I saw it in the Discord, the regular Discord, that there's going to be a patch to get the solo instances in for people in the beta, so people can try that out. So there's still, you know, like 2 weeks left of this month, a whole month of June, and then, you know, if it comes out on the 31st of July and you get that long weekend, that's a whole nother month for them to develop and still allow them to have the time that they deserve to have off these next few months. Um, Another thing that I want to talk about is like self buff only spells. It's a great thing to hear that those are uh, permanent. As long as you don't die, you would keep them. There's no timer on them. One of the things that I don't know is like, is there a certain duration that they have to be permanent? Because obviously they're not going to let DA be permanent, right? Um, are they going to let Yelp be permanent? Um, you know, Thorns and I mean not Thorns, but what is that Druid self only? It's like an AC buff and a small Thorns. I can't remember. Usually it only lasts like 3 or 5 minutes. Is that gonna be permanent? Because you know, I don't think that that's incredibly overpowered to have like 3, 4, 5 thorns permanently, especially with how hard some of these bosses, even just the, you know, difficulty 2 or difficulty 3 mobs, the 4 thorns is not going to be a big deal to those guys, especially when they're self-healing and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. I'd like to see people do testing on a whole bunch of self-cast spells so that we see which ones are actually permanent and which ones aren't. One of the things that I wish some streamers would do is just take some time to do a video on all the unlock. Um, I know that we're still in beta and I know that these are likely going to change, but I just wish that somebody would give me unlock requirements for classes and races. Specifically races, for me, I'm not too worried about classes because I'm a completionist and I'm probably going to get them all done anyways. Um, and eventually, you know, unlock new primaries. Um, I guess, you know, like I heard on the Discord that there's going to be some sky revamps, and I don't know if that's, um, I don't know what that's in regards to. Is there going to be more quests? Is there going to be less quests? Is there going to be like less loot required to do the turn-ins? So that, you know, like I need to keep my eyes on the Discord for that. Um, One thing that I kind of put in suggestions is to allow people to be able to spawn their own sisters, because solo it would be, it would not feel that great to get to sisters, kill one, then have to, you know, maybe DA jump or jump off the island to get back up to talk to Siren to spawn another one. So I hope that there's a way that solo players can spawn, you know, multiple sisters, um, so that they can not have that as like a bottleneck, right? So, one of the things that I'm a little bit afraid of is how guilds and raids could impact the server economy because there's going to be people. Historically, EverQuest players are insane when it comes to camping something for 25 hours like I did for my locket on P99 green. um, I really hated um, doing that, and I'm not gonna say that people are gonna do that to like one specific item. They might, to try to get it to level 10, but I think that guilds are going to, you know, run trash in Sky all of the time, and then just one day out of the blue, because they're gonna have like a little bottleneck for named, but just one day out of the blue, there's gonna be like a guild that has 8 players that unlocks seven different classes in one day. So like, and then um, that amount of rotation is going to, you know, like maybe have some issues on the economy with all of the, because everybody's getting their individual loots, right? So there might be some impact on the economy because they'll likely be able to get more often, and that doesn't bother me as like a solo player, but in the future it could make it to where people feel like they need to be part of that. So that's just those thoughts on that. Open world camps. So I've seen a lot of streams where people are running around fighting, and then they get to the camp that they wanted to go to, and somebody is camping it. And they're like, "Oh crap!" So then they have to, um, they feel, air quotes again, that they have to leave them alone and just go to a different difficulty, or there's not like really picks in right now, but maybe they felt like they had to leave that camp. And I think that's an old mindset. And if you're in the open world and you bump into somebody and they're camping FBSS, and you can help them, and you know, like you're not severely under leveled or anything, like just join up. It's individual loots, so you're both gonna get your chances on those items. There's no difference in XP that you're getting. It's not like um, it's not like I just think it's better in general. You're gonna meet people, um, especially in open world. Like maybe make some new friends and get loot. So just join up, make groups, go to a camp, and if you see it, there's not, you know, 4 people at that camp, just say, "Hey, can I join?" And hopefully, they'll have the same mindset that I just said, and they'll invite you because there's no negative about it. Okay. Um, so this next item is a little speculation on my part because I'm unable to test it. But right now, uh, in EverQuest Legends, you can you keep your AAs once you get them. So if you're playing, you know, like I've seen somebody get an AA by level 3. So maybe as you're leveling up to 10, you look through your AA list of like all the classes and all the AAs that you can get, and you say, what can better benefit me in the future from maybe a class that I'm not playing. So the example that I found was the Berserker AA called Blood Rune. So Blood Rune lets you gain 5% of damage done from melee or ability crits as an absorption shield up to 5% of your max hit points. So the speculation part is, if you don't have it but you still have the AA, does that mean that your melee crits and ability crits still give you the absorb shield if you're not a berserker? So it doesn't say like it's required to be the berserker to unlock it, but since you don't lose it, do you still gain the benefits from it? How cool would that be to be able to buff yourself up that way? So, you know, like if I had a beta key, I would be testing stuff like that. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what these next stances are going to be, or whatever they're going to be called for casters. Don't believe the meta videos and guides and stuff like that that you're seeing right now. That's just a snapshot in time for prior to any little current patch. You know, like they could put out something that totally makes every single meta build that anybody's made recently old, and I'm and that's just how it goes. Like if you've played PoE, it happens every league there where there's a new meta every league. I don't think that there's something bad with that, as long as there's not too many quick early nerfs, as long as there's not something that's like exploitative, right? Um, if somebody's one-shotting, say like INI or CT, of course that needs to be looked at, and why and how. Is there a bug? Is it skill? Is it some multiplier or something that's just wrong there? Or is it that they have the most insane um, setup and um, gear? So like I was thinking the other day about like a close to one-shot build, which would be like a SK Necro Wizard, right? So then what you do is you do life burn. So that's like whatever your total health is, it's like 75% of that, and then it does like 1500 damage dot. So you get like 7k plus hit points, which I've seen somebody already in the beta with that. And then mana burn is, it uses up like 3000 of your mana and does 4 times the damage. So that's like 12,000 damage if you have 3000 mana. And then you can use the SK Leech and Harm Touch to like instant use the Soul Leech or whatever that's called, the SKAA, that does like 900 plus damage. And then you use your Harm Touch, and you do like 20,000 damage right off the bat to a mob. It might take like a couple seconds, but both mana burn and life burn are unresistible. So that's fun. You just have to live for that one hit after you do your life burn. So I mean, that would be fun to see somebody try. Anyways, that's it for the video. I know it's a little bit long today, but wanted to go over some things that I've been seeing in the beta and on the Discord. So hope you guys have fun in the beta, and if you don't have a key, hope you get it soon. Hope I get one soon. Take it easy. Peace.